Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast, and today's an episode 117. In today's episode, I'm going to dive into the fact that what we hear so often on this journey, while we come to this journey, that you need to stop thinking of your twin flame in order to get your twin flame back. But how to stop thinking of your twin flame when the obsessive thoughts, the energies, the feelings that your twin is right next to you, the feelings that you can hear them speaking to you, you can feel their energy, you can feel their sexual energy, you can feel and hear messages that never happened to you before, and at the same time you're totally broken. You don't understand why they don't contact me, why they don't want to talk to me, and what happened to me. The reason I want to talk about it, and I would highly recommend you, if you haven't listened to any of the other podcasts yet, listen to this one. Because one of the main common advice, and it's everywhere, stop thinking of your twin flame and your twin flame will return back to your life. But no one is really talking about the fact of when to stop thinking. And today I want to bring it in. What is the process when you can get there, that you stop thinking or stop having these obsessive thoughts? There is a process that we need to respect. Twin flame journey has stages, and it's not that you are doing anything wrong on this when you arrive and when you realize, oh my God, I might have met my twin flame. I might have met my soul in another body that is now awakening me to see who I am, and I need to become this highest version. So what happens is, as we are receiving a lot of information, we start to feel that I need to solve this very quickly because time is running up and I don't understand what is happening to me, and every minute, every second feels so painful that I just want to stop it. And then as we have the information out there of block your twin flame, remove all of the things from your twin flame, such as photos, messages, anything that are attached to you. But I'm going to bring you in when you can do that, and when it works and when it doesn't work. And there is a process of this, and this is what you need to understand and feel it. So this is about today's episode. I'm going to also just to mention a few things right before. So we just turned out that one soul unfortunately cannot join us for the Costa Rica due to some circumstances, and the spot is available. So if any of you feel like they would like to be on 25th of February until 2nd of March in Costa Rica with another beautiful souls, then hit me up right now or sign up on as soon as you can and come and join us. It's a beautiful opportunity to come to the unity, to feel, and especially what I'm talking today. If you're suffering with obsessive thoughts, if you are suffering of finding your purpose, if you don't know what to do next, come and do so. I will speak about it also, one of the reasons what I did and what I will never regret of doing of this journey, and it comes on this today's episode, because that helped me and that's transformed me, and that's one of the part of how you can stop thinking of your twin flame. And then another thing is, there are 2 more days or 3 more days, I don't know, 2-3 more days. On Patreon members, you have for the calls, if you wish to have a call with me, either for the consultation to see what is happening to you, are you on this journey and everything, and energy activation along the side that will help you to remove the blocks, that will help you to bring the clarity, that will help you to bring some peace. And those who would like to have channeling or full 1-hour energy activation with Kundalini, you're more than welcome. They are right now on Patreon. You have 20% off. So take advantage of this. You can book ahead, but the coupon is available until end of this month. So end of January 31st. So just wanted to say this one. And now let's dive into the rest of this. So we are going to have the first stage. The first stage when all of a sudden your twin flame disappears. You had such a beautiful time together, you had such a beautiful love, whether you had a longer relationship, whether it was very instant, just a couple of hours, touching a hand or looking into each other's eyes, and boom, from that moment on, you were not the same. Nothing was the same. The whole world was different. And you felt electricity in your body. You felt so connected to this person. You felt love you never felt before. And you just didn't understand what just happened. For many of us, it can be very short. That it was just, let's say, 1, 2, 3 days or even 1 hour. For some of us, it can be a little bit longer relationship until it opens up, until it happens. And then they disappear. They don't tell you the reason. They don't say to you anything. And they disappear. They no longer respond to your messages. They no longer tell you what they do, where they are, what happened to them. And you have no understanding like what happened. We went from so high to complete darkness all of a sudden. And then this starts to trigger you. You are confused. You'll be looking on your social media, or you'll be looking on internet, or you'll be looking up for them that where are they? Why they don't respond to me? What happened? And they are like gone from this planet, like they never existed. And some of them might move on with somebody else, or something happens and you're so confused. But at the same time, you are trying to move on. You are trying to get rid of them. You are trying to get rid of these obsessive thoughts. Why do I get them? Why do they come? Why it doesn't leave me alone? I just want to be how it was before, and how long it's going to take. The thing is with twin flames and including the Kundalini awakening, at the simultaneously, because it's a life force energy that awakens you. That is the true love energy. This is the true love energy, and it's inside of you. But your twin awakens you that it's a very magical moment. It's something very, very beautiful, but also very destructive. That's what Kundalini does. I will talk about some facts about Kundalini at the end of the podcast. Those who would like to hear about it, what it is and what it does and why it happens and how long it actually takes you to get to the crown chakra. Because many of us are thinking that once we had that incident, that now it's all awakened. But let's go from here. So the first thing I really, really want to say, when you are coming across with this obsessive thinking, when you are at this moment in a stage of you can only think of them, you can go back on the messages and read them over and over and over again and think, what did I do wrong? Shall I reach out? Shall I not? You can't sleep. You can't eat. You feel like the whole world around you is falling apart. You don't function anymore. And all you can think of is that person. And you can think, and you're thinking when and how they're coming back. Of course, then you go towards the internet and you start looking like, what is this thing? Why I feel so obsessed, or why I can't stop thinking of this person I barely know, or why is it so painful? And then you come across with twin flames and you start feeling, wow, this makes sense. There is something in it. But the first stage when you are in it, here you can't take an advice that stop thinking of them. It doesn't work. And this is how do I say, here you have to become, I will bring a visual example of this. Let's say your house is on fire right now. And when your house is on fire, you are not starting to think, you are not starting to build at the same time when your house is on fire. You have to kind of look at how your house collapses, how everything that was there is burning down, and it's painful. And it's the same when we enter into a twin flame journey. We don't build a relationship, we don't make the things happening while the house is burning. And many of us often feel that they are doing something wrong when they're going through the obsessive thinking. That, for example, that they are thinking of this person too much and everybody says to them, you need to detach, you need to stop thinking of them, start meditating, start going into the healing. And I say the same things. But when I have a call with you the first time, I always see which stage you are in it. And I'm not going to force you. Let's say I see that you are right now at that very first stage. And we're going to go through that first stage together by talking, by feeling, by letting it out. And step by step, we're going to go into the next step. Like I said, we are not building the house while the house is burning down. These two things don't go together. And why do I talk about it today? Because like I said, the internet often says to you, you are doing wrong. You need to stop thinking of them if you want to get them back. And here I'm just going to really ask the honest question from you. Can you stop thinking of them? Can you really do like this, that you say, enough, I'm no longer thinking of them? You can remove all the messages. You can remove all of the pictures. You can delete everything. You can block. You can run away. And the next moment you feel that need of wanting to connect with this person, or you get telepathic messages, or you feel the sexual energies. You can't sleep. They are always in your mind, like something has taken over you. And I want to say, this is the first part of it. So now whatever you are going to do, you're not doing anything wrong. If, like I remember, that brought me a lot of peace. Like it wasn't peace because I didn't sleep, but at least I put on a lot of times Friends. I was watching Friends, that when I needed to sleep at night, the Friends were running the whole night for me, that I would fall asleep. And so I would every 5 minutes I would wake up and I would watch again the Friends, because it was like funny and there was not so much of information. A lot of people say that they're listening to me. They put me at nighttime to listen, that they would calm down. So now, again, I bring the same example. When the house is on fire, you let yourself to get any comfort you can get. Whether it's watching a tarot reading, you need to watch them. You need to see what your divine masculine is thinking, what your divine masculine is doing, what is happening to your divine masculine. And yes, watch them. They are not going to harm you. Although I'm going to say to you here one thing. And really take this, and I will talk about the things that I don't regret spending money on. But I also say, if someone comes on that vulnerable moment and tells you, I know the magic method, how to get your twin flame back. Pay me, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, I don't know how much, and I'll do that for you, then please take this as a red flag of thinking, no, but this is my inner journey and I am the magnet who can bring it back. No one else can do so. But as we are very vulnerable, these things can happen. I had a very beautiful soul another day who told me he has spent over 113,000 or something like that. I was in shock. And I'm not here to blame anybody or judge anybody, but I just really, really want to say to you that invest that money in you. But not at the time when the house is burning. So now you think of the house is burning, you're feeling all of these things, a lot is happening. You don't know what to do. You can barely get some peace. So find yourself the things that can help. Number one, watch whatever you need to watch. Whether it's a tarot reading, whether it is meditation, songs, music, whether it's listening to my podcast if you do. It really, really touches my heart when I hear sometimes someone says, you're the only one who brings me the peace at the moment. I put you on when I go to sleep, or I'm going to forest and I'm listening to you, or I'm lying down and I'm listening to you. I'm very glad that something inside of me brings me the peace to you. And you deserve it. You deserve it, because I know very, very well when the house is burning, we need something to hold on to. We need some support on that moment. And now you let this house burn, meaning of, yes, you're going to cry. You are going to purge. You are going to have a lot happening. And this is why I say, to everything you feel like that gives you support. It also, and another thing is, whether you write things down, I highly recommend you to get the journal or on your phone or someone. Help yourself to get into an automatic writing. It will help you tremendously. The other thing is talking to someone. One of the reasons also when I said for my soul that, all right, if I do anything for Twin Flames, I make sure that there is a way to talk, because that's what I was craving for. And come, book a call. Let's talk. Let's discuss. Let it out. I hear that also very often when people say, "Oh my God, I was able to get that off from my chest," and it gives again like a little bit air and space. I know not all of us have the money. That's why I have set the group sessions. That's why I have set up some of the things that maybe you can join, and maybe it gives you some sort of a peace. The next thing, what will help you is to get one with that energy, meaning of you're not gonna start fighting against it. You will become more like, okay, I'm feeling it, and I'm gonna feel it now. And you wanna start trusting that twin flame journey, because there is so much doubt that is coming, and you just like think of the same thing. Close your eyes right now and think of the same thing. The house is burning, and you cannot believe within your own eyes that your house is on fire, and you're looking at this. And then you just simply cannot believe that all of this is gone. But at the same time, you're there like, okay, it is happening. I can see it. I can feel it. I need to stay here. I'm not going to run from it. I'm not going to find solutions. I'm not going to do this and that. I'm going to feel it. And this is so important. Don't do what I did. And I know our mind will do that because it's the ego. The ego would try to start detaching. Feeling of, oh, this is not real. I was the only one who felt this way. When it's going to stop? I'm sure it's going to stop in this time. So I'm going to handle it. I'm going to find things to cope with, such as for me was working harder than ever before. Not sitting alone with the thoughts. I'm not saying you have to sit alone with thoughts. If you have a friend, you can talk about it. I am here. Some other people are there who are able to help you, therapists, anything. The only thing is when you bring it up with twin flames, of course you'll be looked like, oh, another one. and that makes it very intimidating to say about it, because it feels like that you are going completely crazy and no one is believing or nor trusting you. And you feel very alone. And that's another truth of this journey. We do feel very much alone, because it's just so unbelievable that this kind of thing can happen. And finding family members or friends to talk about it can be quite difficult. So now you would tell me, all right, but I want my twin to come back. So I need to do what everyone is saying, because when I stop thinking of them, they return. I bring in again the same example. When your house is burning, you're not building a new one. So whatever you're trying to do at this moment will not work. And just really understand that you don't do anything wrong. If you are at the stage of obsession, then this is the stage. And the best medicine here is to accept, to talk, to write, and if you can, slowly, step by step, starting to find the ways to heal. And that's what brings us to the next step. Now let's say your house is burned down. There is nothing left of it. You've been there is so much obsession, so much has happened. You can't feel that what comes next. You are quite exhausted of this. And again, you hear the same thing. You need to do inner healing. You need to transform. You need to do this. You need to do that. And even myself, I say this because this is the truth. But I want you to, if it's your first time listening to this, really take this with you of understanding that you are not doing anything wrong. The healing and transformation can come once the first fire is over. So now there is a blank page. So what to do in that time? And that's a very good moment of now stepping into some sort of a healing, some sort of a ways of dealing with that grief and dealing with all of what you have just seen and what have just happened. Again, you can't erase that step. It's the same thing that if you lose someone and there is a grief. For some people it's a year, for some people it's 2 years, for some people it's for 5 years. It's there. And you can't run from it. And don't start running from it. Don't start finding easy ways, quick ways. It doesn't exist. Your soul has a process now. So again, visualize the fact that the house is no longer there. And it all feels empty. But before you start building a new house, you need to build yourself in the sense of feeling it again. How do you want this house to be? Do you even want the house to be here? So you're not starting to build the next day. You take your time what you lost. You take your time of feeling that, wow, so much happened during this time. And now here I bring it in of the things you should be spending money. And I never regret I spent money on. Number one, what I don't ever regret spending money on was any healing modalities. I remember I went to the shaman, but the shaman actually found me. I didn't find it. Like I say, universe sends you help tremendously and accept it. Reiki. Reiki changed a lot for me. And again, I found this person by divine timing. Helped tremendously. Another thing I never ever regret of spending money were retreats. This changed completely for me everything. So while I was at this stage where I didn't know who I am, what comes next, I felt so exhausted of this whole journey. Getting help from other souls was something I really needed to realize who I am. And luckily, universe will send us help. Universe will send us the guides. Universe will send us the souls that they will take your hand and say, hey, my beautiful soul, come with me, I show you the way. And here what I just really, really like to say is the open mind. Keep an open mind for everything. Even it can be that sometimes you meet a tarot reader who will tell you exactly which direction to go. Or you will meet a shaman. Or you meet a Reiki master like I did. But these are the things that when I look back on my journey, when people ask me, are you in a union? And I say, yes. These were the things that helped me to rebuild that house where I can't stop thinking of my twin flame and become one with that energy. And I really say, I know that not all of us have the money and all of us have the possibilities. But try on that moment to find, you set yourself every day at 10 minutes of meditations. I have free, very powerful meditations that you can do, whether on YouTube or on Patreon. Patreon, I have more of them. Or you can use someone else. I also highly recommend Joe Dispenza's. I find his work fascinating. or any other who you feel connected to, really who you feel connected, because your soul knows what it needs. Then sound healing, breath work. Never ever I regret on going every single Friday to breathwork sessions. The retreats I went for breathwork, I will never regret that. It was the best investment. And same was with Kundalini activations. The best investment. Because it started to help me to realize how and who I am. So from the fact that the old house burned down, which was not me, but I had to feel it in every single cell of mine. Now there is a blank page. Now I don't know what's going to happen. And this is the time where your twin is still a lot in your mind. You feel a lot of their energy. But also you're very exhausted of trying to find the ways to connect with yourself, to move on in the life a little bit. But it's a time of grief a little. And during the time when we grieve, we need support. It's not something yes, we can do it alone. But I would just say it would be so much easier when you let your heart to open, that others can see the vulnerable you and help you. And I really tell you, you don't have to worry about at this stage. Guides will come on your way. But really the healing part, that part of, now think of it that you had a massive operation. You came out of this operation and your body starts to heal. So this is the time of healing, transforming. You can't skip that either. So even if on that time you try to, I will not think of my twin, I will not be on this twin flame journey, I don't believe in this, you're fighting and fighting and fighting, again, the healing process goes longer. I don't want to break the illusion, or I don't know what is the illusion and what is the reality. I believe everything is possible. But just blocking and deleting will not work, because it's an energetic connection and you are in the same electromagnetic field. You are giving each other the energy, whether we like it or we don't like it. There is no question of that. There's absolutely zero question. So now, what happens when we are healing? The truth starts to come. You start to realize, oh my God, I'm not crazy. This is real. This is happening. For some, the healing can take a year, 2 or 3 or 5 or longer. For some, we run from it. But I don't recommend to run from it and hide from it, because that's an important part of that. How can you stop thinking of your twin flame? You can numb it for a while, that's for sure, but not forever. And so, however it's going to be here, become your own best friend. Whatever helps you, whether it's going to Reiki sessions, whether it's going to Kundalini sessions, whether it's going to therapy, whether it's doing the same, going to sound bath, going to breath work, going to retreats, going to the group session somewhere, doing yoga, walking in the forest, going to the beach and lying down there. Anything that helps you, keep doing it, because that is an important part of it. Yes, you will think of your twin flame. And here is another thing I would just say. Write down your journey. Put it down on your journal. Put it down somewhere. It will help you again. So now we're going to go to that part, the third part, where you can actually stop thinking of your twin. And I tell you why is it happening. So you have been through the 2 very difficult phases. The one where you see your house is burning, meaning of your twin is rejecting, you don't know what your twin is doing, you don't know what is happening to you, you're questioning yourself, you're questioning your self-worth, you're questioning every single part of you. Number 2, you now have started a transformation to become your authentic self. And I've said that many, many times. Your twin came to your life, and same for you. You came to their life to awaken them to become the best version of who you are. And it's sometimes completely the opposite who you were before. And it sometimes can go completely in the other side who you think you were. But your mind is set that my name is Lisa, I am born in, I don't know, somehow Australia comes, I'm born in Australia, I'm a mother of 2, I have this and that. So we have a lot of these labels, and now all of a sudden, these labels no longer make any sense to you. It's like you feel like, no, but I'm free, I'm this and that. I feel like I want to do this in my life, and I want to say this, and I want to live like that. And that, of course, brings in that the new house you start building now might be completely different than the house you had it before. And also think of it, when you're rebuilding now this house, it takes time. It's not again something that overnight. But that's the one when your house is ready, which means you are in a union within yourself, you are able to stop thinking of your twin flame. Meaning of the thinking that you are no longer like attacked so strongly. And just to say who's gonna come on that moment is your twin flame. Whether your twin flame is going to appear in your life of showing you the love, the same way like you had it, or they reappear in your life to show you, you did it. Congratulations. I was here as a soul to show it to you. They can ignore you in a sense of not telling you they love you or anything, but they come and show you, wow, you did it. One of the biggest signs of, obviously, of twin flames is that they will return back to your life. Sooner or later, you're going to run into them. Sooner or later, you're going to see them. And so now if we just think of these stages, the last one, or that it's not the last one actually, there are more. If I will start breaking it apart. So this journey is just not so like 3 steps here and 5 steps here. But why when we are building the house, I call it now, that's the moment where you start manifesting. That's the moment where you start attracting. And that's the moment of inner union. You've heard me saying it many times. Your twin will return when you are in the inner union. When you are no longer in a separation inside of you. Because the separation is an illusion. The separation is what your eyes see and what your 3D life is showing you. But inside of you, you are actually in the union. And during this third phase, now the magic starts to happen. And in any kind of way. Many of you don't believe me when I say, in a sense of inner union, the love inside of you, the freedom inside of you is the biggest gift. But luckily, this year, so much magic have happened already. Just beginning of that year, I had this beautiful twin flame souls coming on the call with me. We did a Kundalini activations together. I was able to see how their energies are playing. That was a big dream for me. That's why there was a giveaway and coupon to offer to get discounted consultations and transformation calls in that sense. And also last week we had a group session. There were 2 or 3 of them who said, my twin is back in my life. And I was very grateful for them to bring these examples because I don't share them on purpose somehow, even though I receive a lot of messages where people say, oh wow, right after the activation, my twin reached out to me. How is that possible? What was that? And I don't share them, not because because I know that when we are stage of the fire, the house is on fire, the healing doesn't make sense on that time. What makes sense of getting this to the reality, of connecting with that. And then we go to the next steps. And this is why I say that your journey will shift and change tremendously. And my today's episode idea is you're not doing anything wrong. And I don't want you to feel that you're doing anything wrong. And I don't want you to desperately feel that, oh no, I need to meditate now 2-3 hours. I need to go to this. I need to do this. If I don't... No, my dear. You need to let this all happen. Let it all happen. Your house is burning. And there's nothing we can do right now. We have to let the house to burn. And this is very devastating to watch, to feel and be in it. I've been through that, and this is why I say to everyone, I don't wish that to anybody. Twin flame separation, the ego death, I don't wish that to any single person of you. But at the same time I do. Because you're going to be able to rebuild the version of you that your twin came to show you. The magic that you have. And now on this third stage, where we are able to connect. Telepathy is 100% real. Again, on the last group session, these who were at the Cyprus retreat, they all are so connected. How? They're in the same electromagnetic field because we did a lot of activations during the retreat. Of course, they come on Sundays to continue. And then they are very connected because it's collective consciousness. And that's another thing. You're stepping into collective consciousness on that time. And often we think, oh, what's the difference if I do it? Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to happen. If, like I said, my dream is that every one of you could be with your twin flames. But we need to awaken them, and what awakens is a collective consciousness. And that now comes from that third page where you starting to understand what you deserve, who you are. You're starting to set boundaries. You're starting to love yourself. You're starting to see the magic of yourself. All of a sudden you see you are the magnet. And when you are the magnet, guess who's back there? Your twin. Whether your twin is coming to tell you, yes, I love you, or your twin just appears in your life to show you, I'm here. They can tell you that they don't love you or they don't feel the same way, because just to say that it doesn't always awaken the same way. There are a lot of 3D elements that often we get caught of, thinking of my partner should be this, my partner should be that, this and this and this and this, and they are unable to see the spiritual part of it. And maybe that was their reason. Maybe that was their activation. So respect that. I will talk about this on one of the episodes that are coming, where I talk about it, that even if someone is your twin flame and they reject you, or they don't do for you as it is, to think of this as an understanding of, or I will talk about the fact that you shouldn't stop your life. And this is why my systems, or what I have put it out, and I'm not saying I'm right or wrong here. I can be completely wrong for someone else. For their soul, my way of seeing can be completely opposite. I just do what worked for me. I just share what worked for me. I give everything that worked for me. Because when I hear that feedback, the people say, magic is happening in my life. And I feel the love and I feel connected. Oh, that's beautiful. And that's the third stage. Building your home where everything you manifest into that house. Whether it's your twin, whether it's the love of your life, whether it's money, whether it's all of that. But it all takes time. There are, I did it in 3 steps right now. There are actually, of course, more. But just in a big picture. Big pictures, that's what's going to happen. And I wanted to talk about Kundalini because there was in the last session was a lot of questions about Kundalini. And I do a Kundalini activations on our workshops and our retreats. And Kundalini is a life force energy. And once it's awakened, you can't stop it. It's not something you are going to control now. And that's why when your house is on fire, the Kundalini is going to burn it down, anything that is not love. But just to say, Kundalini can be quite violent in that sense. So meaning of you can have a lot of overwhelming experiences. But now here is another thing I really, really want to tell to each one of you. And this doesn't have to be, it has nothing to do with what I do. But once you are awakened, you need to continue. Even if your twin is in your life, even if you live the most amazing life right now, even if you have so much magic happening, don't stop. Don't stop the healings or like the sessions, Kundalini activations, sound healing, breath work, all because breath and Kundalini work together very well. In order to get to the crown chakra, from the heart to the crown, breath is a big help. But just to say that the cycle is 12 years. In fast way, you get there in 3 years. But Kundalini rising is 12 years. It's not 1 year, it's not one thing, it's 12 years. So when you wonder why your journey can take quite some time, that's one of the reasons, to get to that inner union. And if I tell to someone it's going to take you 12 years, do you believe that anyone is going to sign up for it and say, oh yes, okay, 12 years, I'm going to do it? No, we want quick fix. We want 30 days, 15 minutes, all of that. And sometimes they work for a while, but we need to be realistic with certain things. So just to say, it's a journey that continues. It's not a journey that you arrive and you're there. And Kundalini can be quite violent. Not in a negative way violent. It's just going to, how do I say, this is not for you. And I'm taking away from you this, because this is not for you. I want that you see who you are. I want that you live in your highest potential. And also I know I've received quite a lot of calls from the people who were at the retreat, and they said, I had this episode where my crown chakra opened and so much happened. And that's where your psychic abilities are opening up, your telepathy, your way of transmuting energies. It's a lot that is having to happen. So my idea, what I'm talking is that's why I call it twin flame awakening journey. It's not something that you were activated and awakened and you felt that love of the divine love. And now that once you get your twin in your life as a physical relationship, that's it. No, my dear, that's going to continue. And that's why the universe, the God or the creator knows very well how long to keep your separation. How long to show you certain things that you will realize this is divine. And you have so much magic in you and what you can do together. And you are the facilitator. If you were the first one who awakened, you are the one who's gonna carry on that. So that was my idea. I don't know if I really came through very well what I meant to say, but in a short version I'm going to say, you are not doing anything wrong on this journey. If tarot gives you everyday comfort of watching on YouTube, thank God that they are doing it, because it gives you comfort. It gives you some answers. It gives you some peace. If reading some book gives you comfort, wonderful. Definitely read this year The Power of Now, The Alchemist, and find some Joe Dispenza books as well. Open the heart. Try to get into that. If listening to my podcast or someone else's podcast brings you peace, yes, you are going in the right direction, but it might not feel so. And you are blessed. You are very, very blessed. But don't skip the steps. Allow them to happen. then you can build a house that looks like a castle, and everything is possible in that castle. So yeah, this was for today's episode. I'm just gonna go through quick things as usual. Soul realignment workshop is out on Patreon. Those who wish to align with their soul and they feel they need that session to do so. Then for Costa Rica, just one spot opened up because one of the souls couldn't come. Eventually, there was something happened. So really, if you feel Costa Rica is calling you right now, right here, and this is your time, because we will be celebrating the Shivaratri, and we will be uniting the divine feminine and divine masculine energies, come along. You're more than welcome, because I'm a believer that those souls who have to be there will be there. And then of course, if you wish to have a call, if you wish to connect, if you wish to have something that you need to get off from your shoulders, twinflameawakeningjourney.com. And yeah, we have a workshop on the 1st of February and 16th of February. Again, you're more than welcome to join. All of them are on Patreon. All the links are in bio. And thank you for listening, and I hope it got you some clarity. You'll be alright. Lots of love and lots of light.
I got this picture in my closet. It's gathering dust right now, and the edges have been folded once or twice. It doesn't look the same no more, 'cause the sun has made it pale. I used to have it hanging on my wall some time ago. A picture of you. You're standing by that window, playing your guitar. And if I close my eyes, I can almost hear your song. A picture of you. A picture of you. And I remember every day that I spent with you. The look you had upon your face when I said goodbye. I don't know why I let you go, but I was young and dumb, and all that I have left from that time is a picture of you. I could talk to you for hours, and we stay up all night. And when morning came, we'd make breakfast in bed. I don't know why I threw away what we had. What's wrong with me? I don't know why I threw it all away. And I remember every day that I spent with you. The look you had upon your face when I said goodbye. I don't know why I let you go, but I was young and dumb, and all that I have left from that time is a picture of you. A picture of you. It's a picture And I remember every day that I've spent with you. The look you had upon your face when I said goodbye.